Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the garden, y'all. Me and Aries is here to welcome y'all back to Pelion, South Carolina. Y'all, it's 61 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a beautiful Sunday morning the Lord has given us. It's been nice and rainy around here, which is one of the reasons why I haven't been able to get into the garden and till around it or hoe in it. So I want to forewarn y'all. My garden is getting overgrown with weeds, and I need to get in there and tend to it, but it's been raining so often, I haven't had a chance to get in here. The ground really needs to dry up a little bit before I get in there and start hoeing and stuff. But nevertheless, I wanted to bring y'all in for our weekly, or kind of semi-weekly, walk through the garden. All right, so we're going to start out over here with the Yukon Gold potatoes that we got planted. Let's see here if I can do justice to these things. I tell you what, y'all, they're pretty big. And we got that volunteer, I think it's a pumpkin, y'all. Let me get over here closer to it. Look how big this thing is. Now, for some perspective, let me show y'all my hand. Look how big the leaves are on this pumpkin, or whatever this is. I mean, look how big look at that. So this thing's ginormous. All right. I know it's hard to tell, but these Yukon Gold potatoes, everything in the garden. I don't know what is going on, but these worm castings has got everything jumping this year. So I'm gonna pan down through here. Hopefully I can, like I said, hopefully I'm doing this thing justice, y'all. Let me zoom in and see if you can see Aries over there. Aries and Rango and Cronus love running through the garden, especially the potatoes. Where we healed them up and dug those deep trenches. They like running up and down through the trenches searching for moles and mice and grasshoppers and insects, and they chase each other. And y'all, they just have a great old time, and this is fun to sit there and watch them. Yep. Looks like we got another pumpkin over here. Look how big this thing is, y'all. Look. I think it's a pumpkin. I'm not sure. They're volunteers. All right, now let me pan over here. Now here's where our sweet corn starts. And this is our temperature sweet corn. And we're kind of experimenting here. And in between the temperature sweet corn, we got, I think it's straight neck, early summer straight neck yellow squash and black beauty zucchini planted in the rows between the corn. Now, I'm kind of afraid the corn is going to shade them out. My wife, Erin, she seems to think it's going to be okay. I'm not so sure about it, y'all. I don't know. Like I say, I need to get in here and I need to hoe, so I know there's a lot of nut grass in here. But yeah, I'm just going to show you. I'm just walking through and showing you what I got to do. But I got to wait for it to stop raining, y'all. To me, it doesn't really do much good to get into the garden and hoe or try to till when it's wet. It's kind of like trying to cut the grass when it's wet, you know? Now this sunflower, y'all, again, I mean, this is a volunteer sunflower. It come from the chicken feed. It's one of the black sunflower seeds from the chicken feed. And it's one of the, I guess it's one of the seeds. Obviously the chickens, I think it's obvious that the chickens didn't eat it. Maybe they did eat it and they pooped it out and it come up. I don't know. But y'all, look at the girth. Look at that girth on this thing. This thing is like, at the base down here is like a baseball bat. It's like the handle. In fact, y'all, I think the sunflower is bigger in girth than even our biggest corn and best looking corn stalks. And we got some pretty good looking corn stalks, y'all. I was looking at some of the corn some other farmers around here growing commercially, and our stuff's looking a lot better. It's taller and greener. Now, it is a little more sporadic. Some of it's at different heights. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Let's see if y'all can get a good shot of this. Corn there. So we got 7 rows of temperature sweet corn. Now this is the first time I ever grew corn, y'all, sweet corn. And here we got Jubilee watermelons and Crimson Sweet watermelons, and I don't know which is which, but we alternated, I think. And then these two rows here next to it are sunflowers. And then here's another row of watermelons. And then there's two more, or 1.5 or 1 3/4. It's about 1.5 rows of sunflowers. And then I started with okra. And then we got a couple rows of okra. Now, I know this okra is way too thick, y'all. It is way too thick. I planted it way too thick. But, I mean, I was kind of just thinking that I was going to grow the okra mostly for the chickens to eat. Because we don't eat a lot of okra here. I mean, we eat it, but we don't eat a whole lot of it. And it grows, but it grows really good here. Every time I grow it, it grows very well. And I was trying to think of something I could grow that would be easy to grow, wouldn't take a lot of fertilizer in it, or a lot of attention or time. And, you know, and if we grew too much of it, we'd have whatever we wanted to eat, and plus chickens could eat the rest. And so I thought okra would be a good thing. We also do that with beans. The chickens love beans. And beans are easy to grow. But anyhow, so I got okra here, and I got 4 different kinds of okra. I know there's burgundy okra and cowhorn okra. And there's 2 other kinds. One's from down in the low country of South Carolina. That comes from, it's an heirloom that comes from a family farm. I forgot the name of it, but you can see it and you can buy it over at Anderson, Heavenly Seed over in Anderson, South Carolina. You can go to their website at heavenlyseed.com. I believe that's, I think it's .com, but it's Heavenly Seed. If you Google it, you'll find it. It's in Anderson, South Carolina. They sell these okra seeds, and the name escapes me at the moment. I wish I would have tried to read that before I started this video. But yeah, we got 4 different types of okra over here, and we got a little bit of space here left in the garden. We're planning on trying to plant some peppers a little bit later, but we haven't got them up big enough to transplant quite yet. Now, my cucumber patch really needs to be hoed. I haven't hoed it since I planted the cucumbers. And these beans here are all volunteers that came up. But here, let me get down in here. And here are the cucumber plants. And they got their true leaves now, and they're starting to get ready to get up here on the fence now. And I really need to get in here and hoe around them and pull back, you know, maybe pull back some of these volunteer beans that are getting too close to them. But, yeah, I need to get in here and hoe, but it's so wet right now. I need it to dry out a little bit. I might end up having to get out here, regardless of it being wet, and hoe a little bit, because it's starting to get so overgrown. I'm afraid it's going to take over the cucumbers and waste all of our hard time that we spent planting. All right, well, we're going to skip the cucumber looking for right now. They're there. See? They're along the row here. But I just, like I say, I need to come in here and I need to beat back and till up. Well, I'm probably going to take the tiller down through here. But I need to hoe around these cucumbers. Maybe next time I do the video, hopefully I'll make that a priority and do that before I take the next video. All right, now let me get into these tomatoes real quick and show you what I've been doing. Now, if y'all remember, we bought a whole flat of tomato plants from our local Shumpert's IGA. And they were tomatoes that the Pelion FFA grew for a fundraiser this year. And I don't know what kind of tomatoes they are because they weren't labeled. But I just went ahead and bought the whole flat. I think we got 32 of them. And so I planted 2 per hole. The plan was to plant 1 per hole, but I did my math wrong and realized I had twice as many tomato plants. And I just said, what the heck? I just went ahead and planted 2 per hole. All right, now, last week, I come in here and I put chicken poop around along the side of all these tomato plants, even the ones over there. Now, let's see how they look. I know I'm doing a lot of rambling. But I think they look pretty good. I think next week, we're going to have to run another line of cotton twine. For you folks that don't know, this is the Florida weave method. This is the first time I've ever attempted this method. But you gotta, every so often you run some more twine of some sort back and forth between these posts. and you kind of sandwich the tomato vine in between, and it creates a lattice work that kind of supports the plant and holds it up. They call it the Florida weave. We're trying it out. Let's see if I can get in here. I don't know if these got it, but I had some tomato plants have blooms on them already. I think they're down there. We'll find them. All right, all right. Let me go down here and take a look at these. Now, I told y'all I'll put some chicken poop around the tomato plants, right? Well, 2 of the tomato plants did not react well to the chicken poop. Let's see if y'all can pick them out. Which 2 plants do you think did not react well to the chicken poop? Drop it in the comments when you spot them. All right. All right, well, here we go. I'll zoom in on them. This one here doesn't seem to be taken to the poop too much. See, this is where I sprinkled the poop around right here. See, it's kind of making the leaves curl a little bit. I don't see any indication that the leaves are burning anywhere, but they're turning in, like this one right here. See how it's kind of, see if I can zoom in on it. See how it's turning in like this? Now, I don't see any burnt tips or anything yet. But this plant, the tips and the leaves are turning in like this right here. I don't know if you can tell what I'm trying to show you. The other plants don't exhibit this. There's only one other plant that exhibits this. This one's even worse. See how you can see how it's curling in and it's kind of drying up? To me, this is an indication that it's got fertilizer burn. And this is what you should try to avoid. And I knew this was a possibility. I thought I was being conservative with the chicken poop, because I only put a little bit around the edge. I didn't put it all around the tomato plant. I just started on one side and put a little bit on one side. And so far, all the tomato plants love the chicken poop. They're greener, they're getting bushier, they're getting taller, except for this one here. Because you see how he looks? See the one right next to him? See this one right here? It looks all nice and green and bushy. And look at this one. It's stunted, starting to look like it's drying up, wilting a little bit, leaves are curling, see? So for some reason, they got chicken poop here, but this one here didn't take it right. Same thing over here. Actually, I think maybe both of these tomato plants did not react well to the chicken poop. There's some branches and some parts of the plant that look like it's doing okay. Maybe they're intertwined. Maybe the good leaves are coming from the good plant and the ones that are curling up are coming from the other one. But anyhow, as y'all can see, out of the 32 plants, it looks like maybe only 2 of the tomato plants reacted negatively to the chicken poop. But I wanted to bring y'all in and let y'all see that. What y'all think? I know I was trying to be careful. I was trying to be careful with the chicken poop, because I know that's some powerful stuff. But I wanted to share that with y'all, so y'all could see what can happen if you not too careful with that fresh manure. That fresh manure really needs to be composted or put it in very sparingly. And like I say, I thought I was being careful. Oh yeah, here you go. See, look here, we got some blooms. Look at all these blooms on this one. Well, y'all, I think that's going to be the end of the weekly garden walkthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. I apologize for how much hoeing I need to do. I know there's a lot of weeds and things I need to tend to, but I've been really busy, y'all. And I know, like I say, I know, I got to get out of here. I got to hoe this stuff. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I sure would appreciate that. You know, if you enjoy this kind of content and want to see more of it, don't forget to go on over there and click on that subscribe button. It's free, don't cost you nothing. Every day I post videos like this, but usually they're about my red wiggler worms or my chickens. And usually about once a week I'll do a garden video. Y'all, if you're into that, I sure would enjoy y'all coming out and joining the journey and being here with us to hang out and conversate and talk about it. What you think, Aries? Can't keep the cats out the garden, y'all. She just walking through it like it's all like nothing's going on. Aries. Aries. That cat, I'm telling y'all. But hey, let me get back to it, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out with me. If you like these gardening videos, let me know in the comments down below. Would you like to see more stuff like this? Do you want me to dedicate a little bit more time to the gardening and stuff? Let me know. Hey, y'all, if you made it this far, you already know it. I appreciate it. God bless y'all. And y'all come on back now. You hear?